Now at 9, several parts of the 4 states celebrate Earth Day with educational activities. Plus, the oldest woman in Kansas celebrates her birthday with the community. And the George Washington Carver National Monument hosts an Art at the Park event.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Cale Chapman. The George Washington Carver National Monument hosted its Art in the Park event today. Park rangers were joined by local artists to teach members of the community different ways to create art. Participants used natural dyes, pastels, paint, and more to create their art. The event even had a guest speaker, Linda Teeter, who talked about her experience as a professional artist. Rangers said the event was put on together to celebrate George Washington Carver's love of art.
He never became a professional artist, but he painted for all of his life. And so we celebrate that today. We have some of his original artwork on display, some of his sketches and such.
Kids at the event could earn a special Art in the Park Junior Ranger badge. The Pittsburgh Sustainability Advisory Committee hosted their 3rd annual Earth Day celebration today at Immigrant Park. The group aimed to inform the public about environmental responsibility and to raise awareness of the organizations and businesses that help make the Pittsburgh area a great place to live. Exhibitors from around the area joined the committee to show off green ideas and practices.
Groups together here in Pittsburgh to help us celebrate, the earth, how we enjoy very natural things and how we continue to support.
It's something that we need to all be aware of, and individual choices we can make to protect the earth and do what we can, do our share.
The theme was Invest in Our Planet. Carthage kicked off its inaugural Earth Day celebration at Central Park. The event aims to raise awareness about water conservation, composting, planting, bike riding, and other eco-friendly activities. Multiple conservation and wildlife organizations were in attendance to speak to the public and answer any questions.
Today here in Carthage, we are celebrating our inaugural Community Earth Day celebration. We have come together with a lot of different vendors, about 20 of them throughout our community, to provide educational purposes.
Well, Earth Day is an important day. I mean, it's important that everybody understand how conservation and recycling is important to saving our earth, and that's why Earth Day was started in 1970.
The event was free and open to the public. Joplin Parks and Rec, Wildcat Glades, and the Missouri Department of Recreation organized and hosted an Earth Day celebration at Wildcat Park. The event included giveaways, a scavenger hunt with prizes, a native tree and plant sale by Forest Keeling Nursery, live music by Chester Ellis and the Tumbleweeds, and local food served by local vendors.
Liberty Utilities, they are working with Arbor Day Foundation, and they've supplied trees through Forest Keeling. So you had to register for a free tree, but they're nice trees. They're native trees, which are good for our environment. It's much better to plant a native tree than it is a non-native tree or an invasive tree. So this is the May the Forest Be With You, a New Earth Arbor Day event. And we are out here from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. With area businesses and organizations.
The event went until 2 o'clock today. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us now for a first look at the weather.
Thank you very much, Caleb. It's a beautiful day for Earth Day across the area. Lots of sunshine, a little bit on the cool side, and it's going to get pretty cold tonight. Right now on Water Vapor Loop, you can see some moisture starting to stream down from the north and west in association with the next storm system. Also quite a bit of cloudiness across Oklahoma and Texas this afternoon. But right now in Joplin, you can see a pretty nice sky, just a few clouds out there. We made it up to 55 after starting out at a chilly 35, which was only 6 degrees away from the record. We're going to be close to the record tonight across the area, so as a result, we are under a freeze warning, and that will continue into the morning hours for just a little bit. Yesterday, we were in the 60s, then we were down in the 30s, and this afternoon, we made it into the mid-50s. And looking down the lane, here's what we can expect. The freeze warning in effect for tonight, sunny for your Sunday, Tuesday rainfall, and a cool week ahead, and I'll tell you all about that in just a bit.
All right, well, thank you, Sam. Credo Senior Living resident Margaret Hollinshead will celebrate turning 112 years old this week, making her the oldest Kansan. KOAM's Shagun Bomadelli has more.
As the oldest Kansan, Margaret's milestone birthday is the cause for celebration, not just for her friends and family, but also for our entire community.
Family has came, all three of her children. We've had a reception that invited the public. Lots of her prior students have came out to visit and wish her a happy birthday.
Bobby Byrne, the manager of Credo Senior Living, the community where Margaret has lived for the past few years, says Margaret has a legacy in Chanute.
She was born and raised on Central Street, and when she married, she moved a half a block north, and that's where she raised her family. She taught for almost 40 years in our school district. She was a music teacher and taught a little longer than she wanted to, but they couldn't find anyone to replace her, so.
Margaret's daughter says she had many talents and also had the dream of being an attorney.
She's extraordinary. She's amazing. I'm sorry that she's not awake today. She wanted to be an attorney. Her mother wouldn't let her in that time.
Margaret's caretaker and family say she has a passion for playing the piano.
Mom wanted me to be a great piano player, and so I'd get up early and grab my ball mitt and sneak out before they got up so I could go play ball instead of practice piano. It worked for me.
She has a hymn book, and it's on the piano, and she will just wheel up and she'll just start pecking a song, and they're all like gospel hymns that she plays.
Community members of Chanute ended the day with a car parade for Margaret. Reporting in Chanute, Shagumam Dele, KOAM News.
The city of Chanute issued a proclamation congratulating Margaret as she celebrates her extraordinary milestone. Coming up, a new study says that you may have a higher risk of heart attacks just from having the flu. Flu diagnosis could significantly raise heart attack risk, a new study finds. People who get influenza could be 6 times more susceptible to having a heart attack in the days following a flu diagnosis. Researchers analyzed test results from 16 labs in the Netherlands, as well as medical and death records. Between the years 2008 and 2019, 401 people experienced at least one heart attack within a year of the diagnosis. Some doctors call for an end to the mask mandates in doctors' offices, hospitals, and other healthcare settings. 8 physicians authoring a report published in the Annals of Internal Medicine stated it may be time to reevaluate masking policies in these areas as the conditions of the COVID-19 pandemic change. The contributing physicians pointed out healthcare facilities held on to mask requirements longer than regular communities because the people coming in were at higher risk for complications from infection. But they say the context has changed and, quote, evidence-based public health policy should also adapt in response. An innovative medical training facility is using technology like robots and virtual reality to prepare the next generation of nurses and social workers. The 150,000 square foot facility at the University of Texas in Arlington is designed to inspire and train those seeking a medical career to address a shortage of healthcare workers. Caroline Vandergriff shows us what makes it unique.
This medical robot looks like a patient and sounds like one too.
Okay, Mr. Jones, I'm going to go ahead and listen to your lung sounds.
They can be programmed to simulate a variety of medical conditions, from a heart attack to childbirth.
So when you are with a real patient, you kind of have some idea of what to expect.
Nursing student Rami Khalaf says practicing on these lifelike mannequins gives him more confidence heading into a clinic environment.
We can expose them to whatever scenario that we feel is important. For students to understand sense of urgency, that comes back to us making the situation as real as possible.
The Smart Hospital is part of the new 150,000 square foot home of UTA's School of Social Work and College of Nursing. Students can use VR headsets to simulate managing multiple staff members in a patient's hospital room.
Okay, I can feel a pulse.
Or conducting a mental health assessment. There's also an apartment suite to practice in-home services, like hospice care or a child welfare check.
So that when they enter the workforce and they are in situations where they're going to be doing home visits, they're ready, they're prepared. They maybe don't feel as nervous, and their skills can really shine.
Sam is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later on, Missouri Southern softball takes on Missouri Western. Brock Baldridge will have those highlights in sports.
Another beautiful day across the 4 states with lots of sunshine. A little bit on the chilly side, especially for late April, but it's going to be chilly tonight again. Let's take a look outside right now at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. You can see mostly cloudy skies, but these are high, thin cirrus clouds up towards the south and west, and they're moving in from the west, producing some precipitation down in Oklahoma, but not in our area. The allergies, they were bad again today, 10 out of 12. Tomorrow just a hair better at 9.0, but we're going to have to wait for the rainfall to start moving in on Monday and Tuesday before we start to see some major improvement in the allergies. Here's a look at radar. You can see what I'm talking about. A lot of this is not even reaching the ground because the air is so dry at the surface, but some of this is reaching the ground in sprinkles in northeastern Oklahoma, and it was raining earlier in Oklahoma City and in McAllister. We do have a freeze warning in effect for southeastern Kansas and southwest Missouri. That does include the Joplin metro area. The record for tomorrow, by the way, is 33, and I think we might break that. Then there's a frost advisory for northeastern Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas and a few counties in southwestern Missouri. So it's going to be a cold night, certainly close to the records. Temperatures right now are in the 40s up towards the north. Check out Stockton. They're already down to 42, 48 in Yates Center, 50 in Miami, 49 down in Bella Vista. And because of all the dry air in place, look at these dew points. This is kind of an early indication of how far we're going to drop tonight. So if you see dew points in the 20s, wouldn't be surprised to see some lows in the upper 20s and lower 30s in those locations as the dry air is in place. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 50 degrees, northwest wind at 8, and the dew point is 26, so that gives us a humidity of a bone dry 39%. And in Pittsburgh, it's 48 degrees right now with the calm wind, but the clouds are hanging in. And if the clouds really hang in tonight, we may escape the freeze, but it's going to be pretty close. Dew point of 28 and the humidity of 45%. One thing we're also watching is this drought index. As it came out on Thursday, exceptional drought still in effect for Chautauqua and Elk counties, also southern Greenwood County, and also the northwestern part of Montgomery County. We're going to see some relief. In fact, if this model verifies, look at the amount of rainfall that is expected just in the places that need it, especially in southeastern Kansas with over an inch, maybe a couple of inches, and wouldn't that be nice? 3 inches in Bartlesville. I don't think this is going to totally verify, but it just kind of gives you an idea of how much rain we could expect over the next few days. But tonight, the story is going to be the cold air. Temperatures near freezing, especially up towards the north where the skies are clear. Temperatures could drop down into the upper 20s on light variable winds. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s with northeasterly winds. Then as we go into Monday morning, still chilly but not near records, at least with lows in the 30s and south winds. Then on Monday afternoon, the clouds start to increase with showers moving in from the west, highs in the mid 60s. And then as we go into Tuesday, here comes the showers with lows in the 40s across the area. How about the next 7 days? Well, 59 tomorrow. Showers start on Monday, continuing all the way through the week, especially on Tuesday with a high of only 53. That's going to be a chilly rain. And then next weekend, temperatures still in the 60s with scattered showers, but it's going to be a pretty cool week this coming week, especially with the rainfall.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's going to drop a fair amount.
Yeah, hopefully so, because those farmers in southeast Kansas desperately need it.
Oh, you know it. All right. Well, thank you, Sam. In central Oklahoma, people are cleaning up after tornadoes plowed through the state earlier this week, killing at least 3 people and damaging several homes. Authorities in Shawnee, Oklahoma say some 1,800 buildings and homes were destroyed. In Shawnee, nearly every building at Oklahoma Baptist University showed damage. A home improvement store was destroyed, but several people sheltering inside survived. 2 long-term care facilities and a hospital in Shawnee were also damaged. Coming up, we'll take a look at why experts are warning about using buy now, pay later options. Gasoline prices are on the rise across the country, but there may be a bit of relief in sight. Analysts say a downturn in demand may soon bring cheaper prices to the pumps. The average price for a gallon of regular gasoline nationally is now at $3.68. That's up 2 cents a gallon from last week. But that's also less than a year ago at this time, when drivers were paying an average of $4.12 a gallon. Oil prices came down this week amid ongoing concerns future interest rate hikes could send the economy into a recession. Financial experts are warning consumers about the pitfalls of using buy now, pay later financing plans. The plans allow consumers to divide their total purchase into equal payments, with the first installment due at checkout. Because the plans often charge interest, the consumer may take on debt just as they do when they use a credit card. But there are some advantages. If 0% interest is available and a larger payment is divided into smaller, more manageable payments, that can be a big help in paying down the balance. Inflation is making consumers use credit cards more often and going into payback worry. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York says credit card balances nationwide are almost $1 trillion higher than pre-pandemic levels. Credit experts advise consumers to create a confidence-building plan, such as paying off lowest to highest balances first. Ask your creditor for more flexible payback terms. They may say yes. If you have a great credit score, see if you can get a card with a 0% balance transfer during a promotional period. Up next, in honor of Earth Day, we'll take a look at some tips that can benefit you and the Earth. Today is Earth Day, and there are plenty of ways to benefit your health and the Earth. Doctors say eating a plant-forward diet, which is high in fruits and vegetables, has positive effects on your health and the environment. Sustainability experts recommend getting plant-forward foods at a local farmer's market where the produce is not transported across the country. Biking and other physical activities are also health beneficial by decreasing heart disease risks, and it avoids added air pollution. We've got 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, we'll take a look at a Kansas jail that accidentally let out an inmate and what that means for the area. A suspect charged in the shooting of 3 Kansas City, Kansas police officers was accidentally released from jail just weeks after the shootout. Peyton Headley has more on the mistake the Platte County Jail made.
It shouldn't have happened, and we're going to make sure it doesn't happen again.
The sheriff's office says he was inadvertently released on misdemeanor charges. Mitchell Locke is one of 3 men charged in the shootout with Kansas City, Kansas police earlier this month during an undercover fentanyl bust.
We are looking into how that happened. There are processes in place to prevent people who have outstanding warrants from being released inappropriately.
Major Eric Holland says an investigation is underway to figure out what exactly happened and how it could have been prevented.
I can tell you the jail is looking into that as we speak. I don't want to make any assumptions or guessing on how that error occurred, but he should not have been released. We are looking into it.
KCK Police Chief Carl Oakman called the release unfortunate, saying Mitchell Locke is a dangerous individual who needs to be taken off the streets. Platte County says they recognize and understand the community's frustration.
We pride ourselves on doing a good job for our citizens and the public, and we never like to see mistakes being made. What we can do is determine how those mistakes happened and ensure that they don't happen again.
Kansas City, Kansas police and other agencies are assisting in locating Mitchell Locke. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us now.
Thank you very much. It's a beautiful day across the area for Earth Day. Lots of sunshine. Now we're starting to see the clouds roll in from the west, but they're high clouds, really no precipitation with that. We made it up to double nickel today after starting out at 35, which was only 6 degrees away from the record, and we're going to be pretty close to the record for tomorrow morning. We're way behind on the rainfall, but that's going to be changing hopefully over the next few days as well. Temperatures over the last 36 hours. Yesterday we were in the mid-60s, then we dropped down into the mid-30s this morning and made it only up into the mid-50s this afternoon. We are expecting that freeze in effect tonight. We are under freeze warning, and then sunny for your Sunday, but then some Tuesday rain comes in, and it's going to be a pretty cool week overall, and I'll have all the details on that coming up in just a little while.
Book bans are on the rise as the public school year draws to a close, and one report says nearly a third of them are a direct result of new restrictive state laws. PEN America, a literary and free expression advocacy organization, wrote Thursday that 874 different titles were banned by state legislators in the second half of 2022. The most restrictive bans are in 5 states: Texas, Florida, Missouri, Utah, and South Carolina. The most targeted books addressed ideas of self-discovery, racism, and gender identity. Most young adults are thinking about reproductive health access when deciding on a college. That's according to the latest Lumina Foundation Gallup State of Higher Education 2022 study. According to the poll, 60% of adults aged 18 to 59 who do not have a degree say reproductive health laws are at least somewhat important when considering where to enroll for college. Nearly 75% of enrolled students say their decision to stay at their school is at least somewhat affected by their state's reproductive health laws. It's been a tough spring for students at Wynn High School in Arkansas. A tornado leveled their schools weeks ago on Friday. But on Saturday, students will get a much-needed break for some traditional fun. As Mandy Ratch reports, support from the city and from much farther away made sure students will get their prom.
We talked to several of them who say they are looking forward to having some sense of normalcy back. If you take a look, you can see just how destructive this tornado was. When high school here is completely leveled, and that tornado destroyed dozens of homes also across the street. Though the school is gone, Wynn High School math teacher Jasmine McGough said she wanted to find a way to make prom happen. After making a list of what they needed, she said those donations came pouring in. People from across the country donated dresses and tuxes to students who lost everything in the tornado. And students we talked to said that support means everything.
Even with all of the destruction, it's just great to see how much people are willing to give, and people don't know us, like we're strangers to them, but they're still willing to help us in any way that they can.
The school was even donated a venue for the prom about 45 minutes away from Wynn. The prom committee said they'll have buses to take students to and from that venue tomorrow.
Still ahead, how Ford is using AI technology on some of its new cars.
Well, folks, we had another nice day across the 4 states. Lots of sunshine, a little bit on the chilly side, especially this morning. And we're going to see that again tomorrow morning as we get close to record lows. Right now, though, out at Seneca, Missouri, the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, pretty nice night. Just a few high clouds spilling in from the west. As I mentioned, we are going to be seeing some colder temperatures tonight. Hopefully that will help with the allergies a little bit, but I think we're going to have to wait till the rain comes in on Monday and Tuesday before we see a dramatic increase or decrease in the pollen count. Tomorrow, a little bit better at 9.0 out of 12. Radar right now across most of the area is clear. A lot of this is not even reaching the ground. It's very dry at the surface and in the mid-levels, so it's just evaporating before it hits the surface. We do have a freeze warning in effect for southeastern Kansas and parts of southwestern Missouri tonight, so if you have tender plants out, you need to cover those up. And then a frost advisory for northeastern Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas, and all this goes until 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. Temperatures right now are already chilly. Look at Stockton, they're down to 42, 46 in Nevada, same thing in Fort Scott, 45 in Iola for some of the coolest readings. In the lower 50s down to the south in Grove, where it's currently 53 degrees. Dew points, they're low as well. And this is what's going to allow the temperatures to really fall like a rock tonight once the clouds get out of the way. With dew points in the 20s, we're going to see lows in the upper 20s and lower 30s by tomorrow morning. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 47 with a calm wind, dew point at 28, and the humidity low at 48%. In Pittsburgh, 47 degrees with a calm wind as well, 29 dew points, so the humidity at 50%. Now, we are also dealing with the drought situation, and this might be a little bit alleviated later on in our forecast as well. You can see the exceptional drought over parts of southeastern Kansas, and the dryness is now starting to expand back into southwestern Missouri. But if this model verifies on the precipitation between now and Wednesday evening, look at this. Rainfall totals of around 1.5 to 2 inches, maybe even 3 inches in some isolated spots. So hopefully this is going to verify, because that will really help out with the drought situation for our friends in southeastern Kansas. Not going to help out with the cold air tonight, though. We're going to see lows in the upper 20s up to the north, around freezing in many locations, including the Joplin metro area, maybe a little bit above freezing down in Oklahoma, but it's going to be pretty cold. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny skies with highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s with northeasterly winds. Then as we go into Monday morning, again chilly but not as cold, but lows will be in the mid-30s with south winds. And then Monday afternoon, we'll start to see the clouds increase from west to east with showers developing with highs in the mid-60s. And then those showers and storms will roll across our area Monday night into Tuesday morning with lows in the 40s on Tuesday morning. And the cold air is going to be with us for quite some time. This is 8 to 14 days most of the country is going to be below normal on temperatures. Take a look at the next 7-day forecast. 59 tomorrow, showers on Monday, rain on Tuesday, more rain on Wednesday, maybe even to Thursday, scattered showers and storms on Friday and Saturday. But the main thing is look at the temperatures, way below normal for this time of year. So I know you can't wait to start swimming, Cale, but it's going to be a little bit longer before that happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, we might just be swimming in rain. That's okay.
We'll take it.
I'll use a puddle.
There you go.
All right, well, thank you, Sam. Coming up in sports, Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State softball. We're busy on the diamond today. Plus, a new milestone record is set for the Missouri Southern Lions. We'll go over all those details next in sports.
Well, it's the final homestand for the Missouri Southern Lions softball team. Today was senior day at Pat Lapira Softball Complex. Lions just want to make sure they send their seniors out the door on a high note. Game 1 between Missouri Southern and Missouri Western. This was a good one with some drama. It came down to the final play of the game. Kara Amos got the save for the Lions win, and the game tying and the go-ahead run was on base. Lions win this one 7-6. Amos was just as good as hitting as she was pitching, going 2 for 3 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Leighton Weathers virtually did the same thing, going 2 for 3 with a home run and 3 RBIs. So in game 2, senior day for the Lions, the ladies possibly taking the field for the final time on their home field. So special to see. Missouri Southern won game 1, and they win game 2 and complete the sweep. Going against Missouri Western, freshman pitcher Natalie Bass in the circle for the Lions. Top of the first, she throws the high heat, gets the strikeout. Next inning, top of the second, check swing. Yes, she does go around and she gets the called strike 3 from the appeal. So bottom of the third now, Emily Perry with a runner on, hits that right back to the pitcher. The next batter, Grace Topai, picks her up, floats this right over the second baseman's head. Adriana Young comes blazing home, and the Lions go up 1-0. However, the Lions are unable to capitalize on top of that. Southern loses game 2 of the doubleheader 4-1. And in Pittsburgh today, the Gorillas are hosting their arch rivals Northwest Missouri State on their senior day. Not much going right for the Gorillas in game 1 of their doubleheader. Pitt State loses that 5-2. However, Gracie Sullivan goes 1 for 2 with a pair of RBIs. In game 2 is a different story for the Gorillas. Paxton Hayes started off the game with a 2-run homer in the first inning. She goes 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Kiana Pellegrino came up clutch with a 2-run double in the 6th. Gorillas avenged that game 1 loss. They win the game number 2, 7-4 over the Bearcats. They get the win at home for the seniors. There's still only 2 weekends left in the MIAA baseball season. Missouri Southern sits at the top of the standings, tied with Central Missouri. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh State is only a couple games back from the lead. They have a chance to get themselves back in the race this weekend. On the baseball diamond, Warner Turner Field, happy senior Saturday. Lions versus the Riverhawks, bottom of the first. 2-0 Lions. Will Dordery lines this sharply to left field. Ethan Clark scores. RBI single puts the Lions up 3-0. To the bottom of the second, 4-0 Lions. Ethan Clark slaps this to right field. Nate Muskowski is in there, and Tragan Parker comes in, sliding head first. 2-run single gives the Southern Lions a 6-0 lead. Fast forward to the bottom of the 7th. Game tied 6-6. That means it's Miller time. Matt Miller swinging the drive. You can kiss it goodbye. 2-run home run gives the Lions an 8-6 lead. It's a milestone home run for Miller. He breaks the Missouri Southern all-time single-season home run record with his 19th of the year. Also breaks the RBI record with that swing as well. Congrats to the Aurora, Missouri kid. Bottom of the 9th. Last chance of the Riverhawks. Strike 3, and that is ball game. Lions hang on to win it 8-7 over Northeastern State. Gorillas just lost the series opener to Newman last night. However, tonight they bounce right back. The Gorillas run rule the Newman Jets today, winning 13-1 in 7 innings. Austin Warkins goes 2 for 5 with a 2-run homer in the second inning. Cade Clemens goes 3 for 4 with a triple. and he also finishes this game with 2 RBIs. And it's been less than an exciting start for both the Major League Baseball teams in Missouri. The Cardinals seem like they're starting to turn things around. As for the Royals, they just can't really get anything going and try to get themselves out of a slump. It's a West Coast weekend. The St. Louis Cardinals are in the Emerald City in the Pacific Northwest, taking on the Seattle Mariners. Redbirds lost the series opener last night 5-2. Hope you can stay up late to watch the final out. That one is in the early innings in Seattle. The Royals, however, are in the Big A in Anaheim, taking on the Angels. The Royals lost 2-0 last night. Once again, another West Coast start game. That one's just getting underway in Los Angeles. And, Matt Miller, what a day it was for the Aurora, Missouri kid. I mean, breaks the single-season home run record, and while doing so, he also breaks the career RBI record for Missouri Southern. So what a day for the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to him. That's a pretty big accomplishment there. All righty, well, we'll be right back. Fox News' Gary Gastelou lets the Ford Mustang Mach-E take the wheel with his hands-free driving technology.
In just over 2 years on the market, the Ford Mustang Mach-E has become the 3rd best-selling electric vehicle in the United States, and not much has changed since it went on sale. The compact SUV drives pretty much the same as when it was introduced, except now it's better at driving. The Mustang Mach-E is one of Ford's models that are currently available with its hands-free Blue Cruise highway driving system, which is a competitor to GM's Super Cruise and Tesla Autopilot. Uses cameras, sensors, radar, and a built-in map to provide adaptive cruise control while your hands are off the wheel and your feet are off the pedal. But the Mustang Mach-E is the first to get the new and improved Blue Cruise 1.2. Along with driving within a lane, one of the new things it can do is change lanes when you hit the turn signal, checks traffic, and moves you over without any interaction other than that. Also controls its speed better on curves, and if you come upon a big semi-truck, it'll move you over a little bit in the lane so you're not so close to it. A lot of people don't like driving right next to a big rig. It also just drives better than the last Blue Cruise equipped Mach-E I was in. It reacts to cars pulling in front of it better, and it's just smoother at steering itself within the lane, something that was improved with the use of artificial intelligence. Mustang Mach-E owners can opt in to share their data with Ford, which it compiles to improve the system. In one way, Blue Cruise 1.2 makes the Mustang Mach-E more like a Mustang than ever before. Not the sports car, but the animal, because if you put them on a trail, they're probably just going to keep walking down the middle of it, right? Unless you pull on the reins and ask them to move. At least I think that's how it works. I'm really more of an urban cowboy. In the Ford Mustang Mach-E, Gary Gastelou, Fox News.
Artificial intelligence may also help airlines go the extra mile. Bloomberg reporting that Air New Zealand and Qantas Airways are using the AI software to determine fuel-efficient paths and avoid stops. A January Fortune report also found that Swiss International Airlines and Lufthansa have begun using similar forecasting models. American, Delta, and JetBlue Airlines investing in AI technology as well, according to Fortune. Artificial intelligence programs can be used to improve airlines' efficiency in the skies and on the ground. Up next, how a group of elementary teachers are starting the day by putting a smile on students' faces. At one New Braunfels Elementary School, every day starts with a costume party. Since August, special education teacher Adrian Baker has dressed up as students get dropped off at Walnut Springs Elementary. Reporter Alyssa Telez shares Baker's efforts to get the school day off to a great start.
Good morning. Surprise! This student drop-off zone at Walnut Springs Elementary. Cora, how are you today? Is not your regular drop-off zone. Thank you for the hug. On this morning, it's turned into a Mario Kart course. Good morning, Emma. As students race in to start their school day. Can I have a picture of you? Of course. Come on, bring it on in. And to greet them, none other than Mario, say Luigi, and a banana.
It's such a lot of fun. It just brings me lots of joy and happiness.
Adrian Baker, aka Mario.
Good morning, boys.
Was a teacher for 8 years before leaving for the corporate world.
By the way, y'all's hair looks fabulous as always. Have a great day. And then I came back to teaching, just subbing, and realized how much I loved it and missed it. And then I've been teaching here for almost 2 years now.
On a morning much like this one, 2 years ago,
I love this.
You love it?
Baker's assistant principal was remembering an old counselor who would dress up a few times a month.
And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do this Friday.
But what started as a Friday thing
Hi, Jackson.
turned into several days a week.
And then if I didn't dress up, the parents were like, hey, what's up?
So this year, she decided to dress up in a different costume every day.
Whether it's a tutu with a crazy hat and a tail or unicorn slippers, whatever sort of, strikes my fancy.
Sometimes other teachers will join in on the fun.
Bye.
Students love it.
Oh, you're awesome. She's amazing. Have a great day.
It's really fun. It makes me happy.
And so do their parents.
Right. Bye, Mom.
We're all guessing the car what she's wearing every day.
Good morning, Max. Hello, Catherine.
Baker's excitement is felt with every good morning.
That's what it's all about. If you're going to be here every single day, and this is where the kids are growing up, we want it to be a happy place.
There's a costume for every kid. Steven's favorite.
I think it has to be today's, the Mario one.
Tater tot! Ah!
Whether she's waving, dancing, or chasing small dogs down the sidewalk.
All right, bye, Tater tot. Bye, Mom.
Even while she's in costume, there's no disguising her love for the students.
My goal teaching obviously is to make a difference every day.
Alyssa Tejas, KENS 5.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Wonder what she does for Halloween.
Yeah, I wonder. just a regular day.
Just a regular day
yeah,
for her.
I guess so.
We're going to have some record cold tonight. Freeze warning is in effect, of course, until 9 a.m. and 59 for tomorrow. And then the rain starts moving in Monday night into Tuesday especially. And the rain continues all week, not raining every single day all the time, but here and there. But it's mainly going to be below normal as far as temperatures go, with highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. Certainly not feeling like late April or early May, but we need the rain.
Well, yeah, we'll take it where we
Absolutely.
can get it. All righty, well, that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of a tinrick taking a dust bath at a Cincinnati zoo. We'll see you back here next time. Thanks for making us a part of your night.